alligator. I'm a mama, papa coming for you. I'm a space invader. I'll be a rock and rollin' bitch for you. Keep your mouth shut. Just walking like a big monkey bird. And I'm busting up a brain for the world. Keep your electric eye on me, babe. Put your ray gun to my head. Press your space close to my love. Freak out in a moon age daydream, oh yeah. Don't fake it, baby. Lay the real thing on me. The church of man love is such a holy place to be. Make me, baby. Make me know you really care. Make me jump into the air. Keep your electric eye on me, babe. Put your ray gun to my head. Press your space close to mine, love. Freak out in a moon age daydream, oh yeah. Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Thought we'd open up with some Bowie, because I love me some David Bowie. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. I certainly have been having a good day. It's my Inception day. I guess I should explain what that is. David Bowie. Yes, that's probably what he was called in the Planes universe. Disney's Planes. David Boeing. But anyways, so an Inception Day is kind of like a second birthday for Werns. It's the first day that we got to enter the digital world, and holds a lot of significance to us because it's basically the start of our career, and the birth of our Wern selves. So it's a big day that's celebrated for pretty obvious reasons, and I'm really grateful to be part of Pleiades, and just it's opened up so much for me. I've learned so much about myself, about the world, about friendship. Sound like I'm giving like a graduation speech or something. But I thought we would celebrate with a little bit of with something chill. I'm some stuff in my throat still. I got made a tier list of all 88 officially recognized constellations, and I thought we would break them down and just do it. I've never really done a tier list before, so I thought it would be a fun experience to do. So let's get to it. Oh, wait, I forgot. Ara, can you say hi? Thank you. I completely forgot. So Ara, good friend of mine, and the Zodiac Council is now going to be hanging out on stream now, and she is going to be helping out in chat. She's going to be a mod, and later I gotta put some stuff up for her, but she'll be able to help out everybody in chat whenever we're needed, whenever she's needed, and she's just there to help out, and I'm really grateful for her help. She's constantly working, but she thought, like, I can have the stream on in the background while she's working. A+ to her. She's a real hard-working girl. So thank you so much, Ara, once again for being here. And let's get to the tier listing. Okay, so here we are. I do have some music here. I just went with Diamond and Pearl. Is that a good volume? I'm not being overpowered, or I'm not overpowering it. I hope so. It looks good on the readout. Okay, so first thing I gotta establish is that I'm ranking the constellations based off of what they represent and how they look in the sky. We're not going off of, like, their location, what stars are in them. We're just going off of, like, their aesthetics, basically. So, we have them all here. They're in alphabetical order, and I have them pulled up on the drawing tablet so I know what their names are, because it doesn't label them when I go over them. So, we're just gonna go in order. Okay, so first off, Andromeda. I better open the thing. So, Andromeda is the chained lady or maiden, the princess of Ethiopia. I also have their names pulled up over here to make sure I know. I think that this is a good starting for A tier. You can see, like, this point right here, this is the head. And, you know, the legs go down here, and then you have the arms out, and then you have some of the... Like, they have the extra stars there. These are from, seasky.org. They had the best pictures, so I just took those. So they have, like, a couple of extra stars or whatnot. But I think it's a solid A tier because you can see a body there, and, like, other figures that are bodies like Virgo, like, those are easily, like, up in the A tier and things. So next we have Antilla, which is the air pump. The bear constellation that kind of looks like a mouse. Yeah, we'll get to where are the Ursas? Yeah, we'll get to the Ursas in later. Okay, so Antilla the air, not Antilla, and I was thinking Aquila, which is the eagle. So Antlia the air pump. I don't really understand why we identified an air pump. Identify that. It kind of looks like an oil can more to me. But it certainly is defined. It's only 4 stars, so that helps it. But it's kind of like middle ground, and I don't really see an air pump as more as I see an oil can. So I think I'm going to put that in C tier, mainly because of that thing. Well, C for can in oil can. It's not A for air pump. Okay, so now we have Apis, the bird of paradise. I think another C tier. I see what they're trying to go for here, but I don't really see a bird. It's just something going up in the sky. Or if this is supposed to be a long neck and this is the beak, I don't really see that. I don't really see that as a bird as much as just like a head. It could be a giraffe, and I think there is a giraffe somewhere in here. You'd be surprised how little I know about some of the constellations. Okay. Aquarius. The water bearer. It's a pretty big one. You got the figure here. And you got the huge, like, urn for holding the water. I would say... I'm gonna go in A. And also the... no real, like, rankings between each, like, segment, I suppose. Because it's... because, like, every just tier is, like, to itself. I'm not gonna be precise in, like, oh, Andromeda is lesser than Aquarius. That's too much work. But, yeah, I think it's an A tier. It's got a kind of, like, bending over, but there isn't as much body. It looks like it's just leg and one arm. But Aquarius is pretty good. Okay. Now we're at Aquila, the eagle. I'm tempted for another A, but I've been putting a lot of stuff in A already. Plus, we can mix and match around. It looks pretty good. I definitely see a bird there, alongside like a paper boat, or an umbrella. Like you see how this is the handle and this is the like it's opened up. I'd probably put that in. Yeah, I'll put that in A tier. That's good enough. Okay. Yeah, it does look like an origami crane, but Cygnus is, like, around here. And, I might be a little biased towards Cygnus, but Cygnus is really good. Okay. Now we're at Aura. So Aura is the altar. Does this look like an altar to you? It looks like a tankard. I don't see altar here. Like, it's supposed to be like a flaming pedestal. I think in mythology, it's supposed to be a very tall ladle. It does look like a ladle, or like a pot. Like you can make your macaroni and cheese in this. Put water on to boil. Unfortunately, I think that altars were used to drink from. People were taller back then. Well, yeah, you can drink from it, but yeah. But what's the power creep with that? And why did we miss? Why did we just make this sign to be the altar? I gotta put it in D. I'm sorry. I don't. It doesn't make sense from a perspective of. Oh, don't say that, Aura. Skill issue. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm not judging you, Aura. I'm judging the constellation, and it looks kind of sloppy. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Next we got Aries. Ram, one of the main zodiacs. Well, I didn't point out that Aquarius was one of the zodiacs too. It's supposed to be a ram, but I don't see a ram. I hate to say it, that's another D tier. Like, what about this is a ram? I'm pretty sure Aries is supposed to be an actual ram, not a battering ram. I could see this more as a battering ram, but that's not what I'm supposed to see it as. So yeah, D tier. Okay. Next we have Auriga. This is the charioteer or the chariot. I think it's supposed to represent Apollo's chariot when for riding in the sun. Just about to say, yeah, it totally looks like one. So Auriga. I'll put it in B. Not because we haven't missed A and B, but I can see this as being a chariot. Yeah, seen from below. You're doing. You just put the image of me doing repair work on a chariot like a mechanic. That's yeah, low poly game, yeah. Oh, gnome. Yeah, I can see the gnome hat. But I think it looks good. I can see that as more of a chariot than this as a ram or this as an altar. So yeah, we'll put it there. Okay, now we're into the B's. Okay, so this is Boots, the herdsman. Maybe... There's a lot going on here, and it kind of looks like... Orion a little bit, but with, like, smaller legs. Like, do you see that? It's got like the arms here. Like here's Orion. Like, it's got the same features going for it. But I don't really see a herdsman here. But I can tell that it's trying to be something. I'm like torn between B and C. I'll put it in B. Okay, who's next? Callium. The graving tool. So, what do you mean by graving tool? Like a chisel? Or a pencil? Cause it's just the line. Yes, stick. Big stick energy. Like, it's one of the ones that's kind of, you can take your own interpretations with it because it's just labeled as the graving tool. So, it can be whatever you want. Yeah, nothing to go off of it with. But the thing is that it has like the shape of something that you would use to engrave something. So, E tier. What, do you want me to make an E tier? Can I make an E tier? I guess we can do that. So like blue. Here, we'll do this as just looks like an engraving tool. Yeah, I don't think we need an E tier. Oops, I changed it. Oops. Wait, put that down. Hold on, we can fix this. I've never used this site before. We'll just put it... The thing is that it does look like something, so I feel like at least... I'll put it in C because it's not giving us a lot to work off, but I can see it as something that you could use to engrave. I think that's good enough. Alright, so this is let me see if I can pronounce. Camelopardalis, the giraffe. You could see this as a giraffe with 2 legs, and it's like this is the neck, but it's just got like the Chad stride, like it's doing a lunge. But I don't see that. I see more... I see that as a great Beyblade top. Oh, it does have the a Beyblade energy. Man, Beyblades. I remember when Beyblade had like its revival, and the giraffe does have the swag walk. Giraffe doing the swag walk. What it'll do? It's probably going to get some good eucalyptus. The Jordan logo? Oh my god, it does. Well, in that case, it's S tier. No, I'm just kidding. I don't see it as a giraffe. I see, like, I would wish that the bird of paradise was the giraffe, because that's the neck and the head. Also, a lot of these are just like rotated a bit, so some of them are a bit trickier to see, but I'll point them out the best I can. Okay, next we got Cancer. Now, I might break a little like conventions here, because Cancer, while it doesn't look like a crab, it does look like a crab claw. It looks like a very defined crab claw. So I feel like that's B tier. Of like standards, like, yeah, you are applying to what it is, but it's not. Yeah, where's the rest of the crab? Yeah. And they didn't split it up like Arga Navis or whatever. So it's just there. Just crab claw. So I think I'm gonna put it in B tier because it's just normal. It's supposed to be a lobster, not a crab. Wait, really? I didn't know that. What's lobster in Yeah, it's got the one extra star on the side. Maybe that's the whole crab right there. Very little crab. It's a fiddler crab with the huge claw. Are those the crabs with the big claws? Okay, who's next? All right, Canis Venacity or something. The hunting dogs. I don't see dogs. I see one dog. Oh, you're approaching me, Constellation. D tier. I don't really see a dog there. Canis Major, however, easy A tier. Looks a bit like a horse, but I feel like we've all made a dog. We've all drawn a dog as a kid that looked like this. Like, prompted Stickman Puppy. You got that. Sky Puppy. Yeah. Absolutely S. Good dog. S for being a good dog. You know what? I can get behind that logic. However, this is you're not gonna believe me. This is Canis Minor, the little dog. See, we got the good dog. We got the good dog up here. Very defined. It's quite large. It fits the name. And then we got here, which, if you take into account these extra stars here, that's the stick the dog carries in its mouth. Oh, that's good. I just imagine a dog like carrying around its puppy like that. There's a funny video of a fox trying to carry its kit around, and it just keeps falling out. It's really funny. But yeah, I don't see a dog here. I can sort of see it with the two dots here, like this is supposed to be the head, but it's just the body. Alright. Capricornus, rest in peace. This is the sea goat. Kinda... The thing is, it's a bit more interesting, because it's a fictitious creature. I believe the myth goes that it's actually like Juniper or something that, disguise themselves as like an aquatic goat in order to escape the Titans or something. I gotta cough 1 sec. So, it's got that backing to it, but what you have is just a triangle, a Dorito. Yeah, this is Capricornus, the Dorito. Yeah, I don't see it. And the same thing with Ares. I don't see a ram here. I could see something more. Like, if you look at the like Pleiades logo, we have Capricornus like right in the middle, and it can kind of look like that. Oh, that's making me think I can put it in C tier. Yeah, you know what? I can hint something to C tier because I can sort of impose seeing a goat look straight at me with this. Much less than, you know, Ares. So, I'll keep it there. Alright. So now we got piece number 1 of Argonavis, which is Karina, which is the keel. What's the keel again? The keel of the ship is the main structural member or the backbone. Okay. It's like the little, it's the part that goes into the water that has like the little like jets on it, which I will say, I can kind of see that with this. It's a little rickety, and I don't think it would control very well. No, it's no, not the rudder. This is like the underbelly. I think I'm gonna put this in B tier because I can't really see it sailing that much. So yeah, we'll put it there. All right, now we got who is are they still here? We're at Cassiopeia now. Cassiopeia the Queen. Okay. In terms of the exact line work, and I'm only talking specifically about the line work, I don't see a human, but counting all of the stars, I do see a shape. Like, it kind of looks like she's got her arms out. She's well-what-isiting. She's well-what-isiting us from the sky. No, she's not a mantis. She's a human. She's Cepheus's wife. Yeah, I can kind of see what you mean by a mantis, but I don't really see. It's supposed to be an ankle, knee, chest, hip, elbow with her hand up. Oh. Ankle, knee. Oh. Oh, I see that now. Hold on, wait. Let me see another look at this. Oh, I see. Yeah, I definitely see this as a, let's see. Someone laying her on her side. Uh-huh, yeah. Like, these other pictures I have of her are her sitting in a chair looking into a mirror. I'll give that, yeah, I'll be generous and give it an A tier. I feel like it's more of a B tier, but it's extremely high B tier, but high enough that I can put it in A. Okay, who's next? Centaurus! Okay, this looks pretty good. You can definitely see that there is, like, a horse body here and, like, a torso. I think that's a very easy A tier. Actually, you know what? We'll put it in S tier. That's an S tier. That's an S tier definition. Andromeda could be a little bit better, but yeah, definitely see that and you're like, that's a centaur. Easy money. Who's next? Cepheus. Okay. This is supposed to be King Cepheus. You brought up Ariga looking like a gnome. Children's drawing of a house. Yeah. You brought up gnome earlier, and I see that a lot more here. Like, look, all these stars here, this is the beard, he's got the nose, and this is the definition of the hat, and you can also take these stars as the eyes. It's perfect. It's perfect for D tier. If this were the child's house, it would be S tier. But this is definitely D tier. Okay. Cetus. This is another good one. Cetus is the whale. It's massive. And, well, I could also interpret this as being another, like, plains animal. I definitely think that this has good definition. See this the metal detector? Oh my god, it totally is. They're like, okay, I'm scanning over the anything metal here. But if you were told it was a if you were told it was a whale, I think you would definitely be able to see that it's a whale. But now that you're telling me that you see a metal detector there, I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. Cause I can also see it as a bunch of other animals, similarly to giraffe. But I don't know. Oh, hey, we got another DT here. This is chameleon. Do you see a chameleon here, chat? I see a pair of, like, a tuning fork. It doesn't even have a fancy name. It's literally chameleon. The only thing that's extra with it is that that's the point, you can't see. Oh my god, yes, you're right. It can be whatever you want. The only thing that's extra about it is that there's an extra A in its name. I'm now just realizing that on the page. It's a chameleon. The surfboard. Yeah. Okay, so now we got Cyrinus, the compasses. I don't see a compass. I see, like, compasses, like the plural of compass. It's supposed to be, I guess, a compass? Hold on, let's look this up. Wait, actually... Oh, yeah, wait, I totally just realized there's two different compasses. Hold on, I retract my statement. That's weirdly A tier. I haven't thought about these compasses in years. Yeah, that's definitely A tier. That's totally a drawing compass. There you go. I was about to search it up. It's like, can I get some more lore on this? But okay. Now this is Columba, not Columbia, Columba, the dove. I'll put it in B. You can see a lot of the birds look similar. Like, they got the outstretched wings, but you can also see this as, this here is the body, and then these extra stars here, they're the wing. It's the wing. So, it's hanging on and just flying, and then this is the head. Climbing up the very high stairs. Oh yeah, it does have that strut. I guess, the giraffe is also doing that too. Okay, oh, we're at this one. Okay. Take a guess as to what this one is. I'm not gonna... I think we all know where this is going. But I want to hear what some people think that this is. I'm not even gonna, like, look up the air. I could be your angle. It is pretty close to being a right angle. It isn't exactly right because I'm just, like, warping and how small it is for you guys, but... Did it hurt when you help from textbooks because you look like an angle? That's good. Oh, is this the Puffin theme? Man, it's been so long. Okay. This here is Bernice's hair. She has the literal definition of like a fuck my shit up haircut, if this is what your hair looks like. I don't even like want to look up the details because I don't see hair. Like, could you imagine if there was a constellation of Marge Simpson's hair? You would know exactly what that would look like. But who the hell is Berenice or whatever her name is? Bernice or whatever. Berenice. I don't know who she is. History forgot her. So, all we have to do is remember her hair. Low tier. Okay. Now we got the Coronas. So first we got Corona Austrius, which is, the Southern Crown. And you have to take a little bit of a consideration because the two Coronas, they're special. Because Corona Austrius is a crown of leaves and vines. Sort of like a wreath. And then Corona Borealis is a traditional crown. So, less of a crown and more like a mullet. Well, I think it's B tier. And not just because you're bringing up mullets. I think it's alright. You can kind of look like you could stick your head in that. But it's not really, like, too well-defined to say, oh, it's a crown. I think I'll also put Corona Borealis there. Because, yeah, the bowl cut. So yeah, we got the mullet and the bowl cut. It's flawless. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for them. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Corvus the Crow. It's breaking the tradition of there being like wings and stuff. Like, where's the crow? Is this supposed to be the body and this the beak? Crows were a lot different back in the day, I guess. I don't know. I don't see a crow. I see just a trapezoid. Okay. Next, we got Crater, the cup. It looks like a cup. It looks like a cup, but it also looks more like a guy cheering. More like a goblet, yeah. Looks a lot like a goblet. But I also just can't shake the image of seeing a guy cheering from it. I think I'm gonna put it in C tier. Because, yes, it's defined, but also... Okay, here. Let's get a little deeper now. Would you want to drink from this cup? It's tilted at a side, and it doesn't look like it has any weighted, like, pieces to it. So, your drink is just gonna spill over. This is a cup you'd have to, yeah, fall over the moment you fill it, exactly. So I think, even though it's defined, I'm gonna put it in C because of that. Okay, Crux the Cross. Now, it is defined, and I'm gonna put it in A tier, because if this would be S tier if this star wasn't considered. But, yeah, that's a cross. Okay. Now we're at the good shit. Here we are, Cygnus, the Swan. Easy S tier. Even with all these extra stars here, Cygnus is such an awesome constellation. It does look like an umbrella as well. But the thing is that you can interpret this constellation two ways. Either Cygnus is soaring upwards, and up here, this is his neck that isn't like, that's like poorly defined by these other stars, or he's diving downward. And I think more commonly we associate it going downward, so he's got the long swan neck. But I love this constellation. It looks so cool. I definitely think that it's S tier. Next we got Delphinus, the porpoise. It looks like we have a child's house with Cepheus. We have child's fish. Yeah, it's a kite. The sky kite. Okay. Now this is a constellation I didn't know of until recently. This is Dorado, the swordfish. S tier. Look at that definition. It's perfect. Like, there's no other fish, like, shape you could mistake that to be unless you're, like, high and think it's a vacuum cleaner. That's a fucking swordfish. And for the Americans, it can be a rifle. Yeah, I guess that's one way else you can do it. Okay. Draco. Okay, Draco is a mixed bag. I think C tier. Because, yeah, it's got, like, the serpent thing going for it. But then we just have that later with Hydra. I think this is Hydra right here. There's a snake trying to sweep up like a broom. Oh, yeah, I see it there. Sweepy, sweepy. But yeah, I think this is supposed to be the head, and then this is the body. I don't think it's really that good. It's pretty select. I could totally see it as that snake thing that you bring that up, but I don't really see much of a dragon there. Maybe if there were like a few stars here to give it wings, but I don't see it. Okay. Equilus, the little horse. Or the foal, I think. I was going to put it in D, but I think I'm going to put it in C because I see a hobby horse here. Like, you see that? And you can use that interpretation. We gotta think like the Greeks did. They just saw a horse head, and like, boom, that's the horse. So, I think we can put it there. Okay. Okay, so this is Eridanus, the river. It looks very messy, but it does spiral like a river. But the thing is that you look at it and I'm realizing it looks like a face. Like, look, here's the brow, the nose, and then the mouth, and then it goes down. It's like an animated bird character or something. I'm gonna put it in C tier too because I don't see a river now. I only see that face. It looks too real. I can't imagine it as anything else now. I'm just now realizing this. Okay. Now we got Fornax, the furnace. It's a trapezoid. D tier. I don't see it as a furnace. Where am I supposed to open it? I guess if you look at it in some way, it has like, this is a smokestack or whatever. But I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good enough. Gemini, easy A. It's a little messy because it's the twins, and one has a longer leg than the other. But I think it's a solid constellation. I can see two people, and I think that it like is defined. Also, are we like good on thing? I'm just realizing we had a couple of dropped frames. Am I still here? I don't get how we're having dropped frames on a tier list. It's kind of hard to tell if frames drop. Okay. Well, it's not too much in the overall scheme of things. I just don't like dropping frames. It'll be available in the VOD. All right, let me pull up my thing again. Okay. What's after this? Gruss, the crane. That's another A tier. He looks a little wonky and a bit more like a flamingo. But I do see a crane here. He's got like the little wing going up here with this one star. But yeah, this is a crane. This is a crane for sure. Ah, here's a good one. Hercules. Now I have to not think about just base Hercules, and I have to judge this off of the constellation. I'm sorry to say the other one was a Beyblade. Yeah, this is even more of a Beyblade. And I gotta say, I think it's C tier. It's underwhelming to say that, but this is like, what is this? It looks like he's flailing around. There's no head definition. He's just a box. He's like SpongeBob. He's SpongeBob as a constellation running to work. Like, you see that, right? I don't see a man there. I see just a sponge. So yeah, we'll keep it there. Okay, we got another D tier here. This is Horologium. The clock. Is it supposed to be a sundial? I don't see a clock. I could see a clock hand if I stretch a little bit, but not enough. I don't see enough of a clock. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it in D tier. Okay, here we got something better. So this is Hydra, and we have to not think about typically what you think of when you think of Hydras, because it's just Hydra the sea serpent. And I think that it's a good constellation. Hold on a second. Take a drink real quick. All right. I see that. What was I saying? I see the definition of a sea serpent there. I think that's also the biggest constellation in the sky, at least from my research. I might be wrong. But it's long, it's a snake, it's got the head. It's got the head of it. This is a perfectly serviceable boop noodle. And I think that we should put it in A tier because of that. Okay. I am actually going to add. This is a problematic one. Okay, wait, here we go. Okay, wait. I'm realizing I can just add things, and then I just add a tier just by clicking instead of just changing it. So you guys can see the color here. So yeah, this is going to be no. This is a no tier because I really don't want to touch on this one, but I need to. This is Indus. Indus the Indian. It is... When was this constellation found? Hold on. We need to do a tangent here. It was discovered in the 1590s by Europeans, according to Wikipedia. Now, we are so past here. We are so, like, progressive as people that, like, we are constantly fixing stuff. The Washington football team is now the Commanders, yada yada yada, all that stuff. Why have we not changed this? I feel like it's really offensive. And I don't mean to be like that, but it's like, it's just hanging in the air. And I don't feel like it's a really good list. Like, what is... How about we do... Quickly looking at Google Translate. Indigena is the native. That seems like it would be a cooler constellation than Indus. So, I'm sorry. I can sort of see, like, the headdress here, like, the face and the headdress. It kind of looks like he has, like, a mohawk going, if you look at this as the face. Yeah, still uncomfortably specific, yeah. I'm not saying that calling it Indigena is the perfect solution. I'm just saying that we need to find a solution to it. Get, like, people into a room and brainstorm it, because I don't feel comfortable about it. So he's going there. We'll also take Lacerta the Lizard. Oh wait, hold on, I messed up. This isn't Indus. This is Where is Indus? Wait, I just went off completely. I'm so bad. This here is Indus. This here is Hydrus, the water snake, which is D tier. My bad, team. This is Lacerta the Lizard. Oh my god, that would have been so bad. I'm glad I got my list next to me, so I don't lose track of myself. Okay, so this is Lacerta the Lizard. I'm gonna weirdly put this in C, because I kind of see the Sobe lizard when I'm looking at this. Like, here's the long tail. It's got, like, the zigzaggy body. It definitely has Sobe energy. So I think I'm gonna put it in C tier. Okay. After that, we have... Checking here. Just making sure I'm on track still. Ah, okay. We're into the Leos now. So this is Leo Minor. We're going to be a bit more judgy here. I think that this... I don't want to put it in D tier. I think it's in C tier. Because it's going off of Leo, which Which, they add a lot of stars here, and there's a lot more here to represent the Nemean lion. Which, I will say, I'm gonna put it in A tier because this dig is a bit busy, but I do see the lion, of course. But the main body of Leo are like these, like 4 or like 6 stars, like around this point here. 4 to 5, 6 or whatever. Like, I never see him portrayed with the tail, with the feet, but I definitely see a lion. And this is just a minor version of that. Like, this is just the head. So, I'm gonna put it in C tier. And where are we now? Ah, Lepus. B tier. Definitely looks like a rabbit, which is good. But it's not... It's too, bendy for my tastes. It's got big tangram energy. Remember when we were talking about tangram during Ultimate I Spy? This is basically a tangram rabbit. But I think it definitely has a good definition for what it is. So I'm gonna put it there. Next we have Libra. So Libra is the scales. And I think it's another B tier. Because, yes, I definitely see scales here. But this one is heavier than the other. The whole thing about Libra is supposed to be scales. Why is there more on one end than the other? I could get over it being, you know, longer. But there's just an extra star there, and I don't like that. So, B tier it is. Okay, after Libra, we have Lupus. Okay. I'm doing a lot of B's right now. Now, the thing is here, I got another thing here that looks a lot like another animal. Like, I could see that as a wolf. Maybe it's a wolf that's, like, you know, on its back. Kicking up its feet. But I don't see a lot of, it doesn't have, like, the definition, like, the tail that Canis Major has. That makes it a wolf. Like, you could tell me that this is the cow. And I would believe you. Like, you look at this leg, it's bending down to nibble the grass and stuff. Like, 100% would believe that, oh, it's the cow. But, you know, Taurus is later. So, I think that it's comfortably in B tier. Next we have Lynx. What am I looking at? That's not a lynx. It's just a straight line. Like, well, not a straight line, but, like, it's just lines. It's like the same thing with a Canis Minor. So, yeah, D tier. Let's see. Next we got Lyra. Okay. I'm gonna put Lyra in C, because while I do see a harp, or, like, the lyre, there's vase energy, vase, whatever you want to say. I interchange those words a lot. So, I think that we're gonna keep it here. I could totally see it being like a hand lyre, but I would want there to be like like a star or two in the middle to make it defined more. So after that, we got Mensa, the Table Mountain. It definitely does look like a mountain if you flip it and just place it there and place it like upright. Definitely would be a mountain, but it's so specific. Why does it have to be the Table Mountain? It looks like a kotatsu. That's a good point. Like, you just stick your feet under it and just get all toasty. Like, that's it. So moving on. Oh! This is Microscopium. The microscope. The box? It goes into D tier. I don't understand. Okay. So now, I want to hear some of your guys' opinions on this one. This here is... I'm trying to get the name here. Monoceros the Unicorn. Now, upon first glance, I want to put it in D tier. But upon looking again, similarly to the full, I can kind of see something here. If you look at this is the head, this here is the horn, and then this is it like kicking its legs up. So I feel like that's at least... Yeah, you can kind of see an animal. That's the thing is, so I don't think it goes straight to D tier. Like, I think that it's C. Because unlike these, I don't see a ram, I don't see a giraffe. I can kind of see something there. I would call this like the... I'm trying to think of a name for it. Yeah, I got nothing right now. Kind of brain dead. So I don't think it's really it's really too defined, but it certainly has more energy of being an animal than the others. This though, this is Musca the fly. I don't see a fly. It's a shame because that's a really cool name for being fly. So I'm just gonna put it there. It's like in the same... See, this is another thing that could be the oil can. In fact, at this angle, it looks way more like the oil can. So I'll just put it there in D tier. Fuck it. Okay. Now we have Norma, the Carpenter's Level. What the heck is a carpenter? Like, is it referring to, like, those things you keep to, like, balancing, to have the little, like, you know, the droplets of water in it? You know, with the green goo that have, like, tape, that have, like, measures and all? Because if the case, D tier. Look at how uneven this thing is. It's huge, too. You wouldn't be able to measure with this thing. I don't see a practical use for this as a carpenter's level. So, right there in the D tier. Okay. After Norma, we have octants. The octant? Great, now I gotta look up what an octant is. Octant constellation. Oh, okay, it's a bit like a compass. Okay, okay. I will put that into B. I will put that into B on the same terms as it's supposed to look like this. Here, I'll pull it up for the lovely people at home. Like, you see that? That looks considerably like that. Possibly the little middle thing is extending a bit too far, or it's sweeping off to the side. It doesn't have 8 in any of it. Yeah, that's true. But we're judging them off of how they look and what they're supposed to represent, though. So, in terms of representing an octant, I think that this is alright. I'll put it in B. Let's get that out of here. Alright. Next we have... Oh! Ophiuchus, or whatever. I don't know how to mispronounce this one. This is the Serpent Bearer. Now, the Serpent Bearer goes with the serpent. But you can see that it's got a body going here. It's got a good figure, but it's supposed to be paired up with the serpent. Where's the serpent? Serpens is this is Serpens. So I feel like it's got some merit to it, but not enough. It's meant to be paired up with the serpent, so it's gonna go into C tier. Moving on. Okay. All jokes aside, Orion is awesome. First off, it's labeled here as the Great Hunter, so that's cool. Second, you can interpret this in a bunch of different ways while also having the same general thing. I've seen images implying that the shield is the Nemean lion, the Nemean lion's pelt. I'm missing my words here. And then, of course, he's holding up his club. He's got the iconic belt and well-defined like legs that are like in a battle dress or whatever. It's a great constellation. And that's not even coming from bias, really. Like, it's iconic. You could look at it as like, that's Orion. So I think that it's definitely deserving of an S tier. First S tier in a while. Might have to adjust some of these later. Okay, next we have Pavo, the peacock. B tier. I can see what they're doing here. Like, it's bent over, pecking for stuff, as you would expect it to be, but The head is too big. The head should be the size of the tail, or like the forward body or whatever. The body is too big. It's the whole thing with peacocks, is that their tails are massive. Okay, we're getting to the really good ones here. So this is Pegasus. I definitely think that... I definitely think it's S tier. Because even when this is upside down, you see the legs, you see the well-defined body, and you see the head poking out. That is great. Just what you need for a thing. The only thing it's missing is the wings, but your mind can fill that in for you. That's all you need. Definitely S tier. This is Perseus. I'm gonna put it in... I'm gonna put it in D tier, actually. I was debating C because of the same thing we were talking about with Hercules. But... There's nothing here. What would you interpret this as if you saw it in the night sky? My first thought is a robot. It's a marching robot. But I can't go off of anything here. I don't know like all that much about Perseus aside from, you know, Percy Jackson and stuff, but I don't see that character portrayed here. I know I'm just thinking about Percy Jackson, but I don't see it. So yeah, D tier. Oh, here we go. So this is Phoenix. I'm actually gonna put it in B. I was originally gonna put it in C, but it's got the wing thing going for it, like with Cygnus and most of the other birds. But I don't see a phoenix here. I just see a rotisserie chicken, like an uncooked chicken or whatnot, flapping its wings. Anybody else see that? It could grill you. We can cook you with all the stars. It'd be a very dense meal. Okay, now we're getting to some other lower ones, I think. This is Pictor? The easel? D tier. Unlike the engraving tool, this looks more like the paintbrush or the pencil. Something that you use to work on the easel. In fact, fucking Corvus looks more like the easel. Match made in heaven there. You guys should swap names. I think that would work out well. Okay. Next we are at Pisces. The fishes. This is an interesting one because I see multiple fish here. And it is the fishes. So each of these clusters is them like jumping in and out of the water. It's kind of like when you're at a Christmas lights display and you have you see the cutouts in the lights when they're off of like an animated light display of them jumping in and out of water or something. You know, like a moving light show, sort of. I can see that here, and I like that. But it's weird to see it as fish. But I totally get what they're going for. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. Next we have Oh yeah, this is Pisces Austrius, the southern fish, which I will give another B tier because again, looks a lot like a fish. It doesn't have like the great definition of cetus, but the thing is that you can see this more as its own thing. I put cetus here too because we thought we had the vacuum cleaner discussion. Yeah, I'm okay with it being in B. I'm sketchy there. Okay, now we're back at now we got a double feature of Argon Navis again. So this is Puppis. This is the stern of the ship. So let me just bring up a ship's stern real quick. So the stern is the back. That right there looks very defined to be the back of the ship. And maybe even have this as the flag. I'll give it A tier. And now next we have Pyxis, which is the compass. It's the compass of the ship, but I don't see anything. It's not defined to be this compass, and there's no like circular motifs or anything here, so I'm just gonna have to put it in D. After that we've got Reticulum, the net. Not like a digital net. It's just a net. I'm feeling generous for a C tier. 'Cause nets they're nets. They can change shape into whatever they want. So there's plenty of interpretation room there. So you get that, and you can keep a C tier. Who's next after that? Is this? Oh. I was like, that doesn't look like Saktia. This is Saktia. I probably moved it around when doing a bit or something. This is Saktia the Arrow. A tier. Easy. It's got the point at the end. You got the feathers going off of it. Brilliant. Sagittarius though? It's a little messy. I can see the bow, but not anything else. Like, I don't know what the rest of this bottom stuff is. There's certainly something going on with it, but I feel like it has to go into C tier. Just because I don't know what's going on with it other than seeing somebody shoot a bow. Because Sagittarius is usually depicted as a centaur. But I'm not seeing any of the centaur elements here when you have such a great example like Centaurus up here. So, C tier. Alright, next we have Scorpius. Scorpius is pretty cool. Looks a lot more like a hook. But I guess that's the shape of a scorpion tail. So I'll put it in C2, just because it's mostly tail. This is like the same thing that happened with Cancer. Where's Cancer? Yeah. Like, here's Cancer, It's just all tail and no body. And compared to Cancer's all claw, no body. But at least Scorpius has the claw, though. Or, I'm mixing up my words here. At least Scorpius has the body, though. So, yeah, I'll put it in the same. I'll actually put it in the same tier as Cancer. That feels weird to say. I'll put it in the same tier as Cancer. All right. Okay, so next we have Sculptor. And it's not referring to a sculptor. It's referring to the sculptor's tools. Which, sure, it could be like, you know, the like chisel that you break into the marble. But there's not a lot to go off of that, and it's saying that it's a plural on this site. But I'm not seeing the plural. Or maybe it's supposed to be a pouch that you can hold them all in. That's kind of cool. I'll give it a C. Not too fancy, but gets the job done. It leaves more room for the imagination than I would like. Next is Scutum, the shield. Think that's getting in D2. Or C. Because, yeah, I definitely see the shape of, like, a kite shield there. But it's very thin. It is an incredibly thin shield. You gotta be, like, 2D in order to get the most out of that. So, we'll just put it there. Okay. Here's Serpens. I feel like there should be a connecting line here. But I think... I can see the head. The snake is pretty defined. I'll put it in B. I can definitely see the shape of a snake similarly to how Hydra goes, which is good. Okay. Now, we got Sextons. The Sextant. I need to remind myself what a sextant looks like. You know what? This is putting it at a bad angle. I think we're supposed to see this as the bottom, and then this is the top. I'll put that in B. It's not as like vivid as it's like it's a lot more difficult. It should have more stars in it to define its shape, because the compass is great, because it's even got the joint here for your pencil. So why couldn't they have done that here? All right. We got like a few big ones left here. So that's fun. We got Taurus next. Taurus is a strange one. And I oddly think it belongs in B tier. Because besides very clearly seeing bull horns right here, like that's the head of the bull, and then this is like leading into its body. You could also see it as legs and the body again. It's the Hercules thing again. But if you're told that it's Taurus, you can fill in the blanks. But I think that it belongs in B tier because it has a certain like charm to it. It's got good energy. Kind of like reverse Pegasus a little bit. Like if you look at it in the, well, I guess if you rotate at it, yeah, it's going the opposite direction exactly. So I think that, yeah, I think it belongs in B. However, next, Telescopium. C tier. I was originally going to drop it in D tier, but it's not I could see it being a telescope. Looks kind of like a crystal from Crash, but especially with the purple. But I think it's good. Could be worse. Okay. Triangulum. Now we could get in arms about it, but that's a triangle. The biggest sin is that there are 5 stars in this image, but they all connect together and make triangulum. I think that that's a perfect middle ground, alongside a triangle austral, of just being, this is exactly what you can do with a constellation. I see a triangle in the sky, I'm gonna call it triangulum. There. Call me an astrologer. But they're just boring. They're very basic. It's just a triangle. What else do you want me to say? I'm just gonna move on. Now we got Tucana the Toucan, which I would put it in C because I can see a toucan's beak there, but I'm gonna go with D because why are you only focusing on the toucan's beak? I know that it's a very prominent feature of the toucan, but you need to look elsewhere and incorporate the other bird designs. Like, if this were a huge constellation with this, maybe a smaller version of this with like 4 stars, 4 or 3 stars, maybe I'd put that in C or B, but I don't like the idea of just putting the toucan just as its beak. And when you're like, you're on par with that for like Corvus, who doesn't even look like a crow. Alright. Only 6 more to go. Let's go. Alright. Ursa Major. Now, I'm going to put all of my salt aside because I think that Ursa Minor is the much better of the Ursas. But I will say, when you incorporate all these other stars, it does look good and represents a bear. And granted, there have been so many different like interpretations of what the Ursas look like. You have some where they're looking up at the sky and like the end is their heads. Or they're bears with really long tails that makes them look like lemurs. I think that it's solid, but a lot of these extra stars make it a bit noisy, but at the same time it really defines that it is a bear, and that's a little problem that's with Ursa Minor. But I think that if I'm interpreting this with all these extra stars, A tier. But if not, it would be around in B tier, which is where my beloved Ursa Minor needs to go now. Which sucks because the tail end is Polaris, the North Star. It's so important, but just that it is very ill-defined compared to its major counterpart. Same goes with Leo and Leo Minor. But I'm kind of like putting this into B because of how important it is for travel and stuff. Might be a bit of bias, but I think it's worthy of being in like the middle ground. Because everybody knows the North Star. Alright, next is Vela. The ship Argonaut's sail. Doesn't look really like a sail, it looks more like a rock. But I guess I'd have to look at the whole constellation together. I'll put it in C. Virgo, that's an easy A tier. She looks like she's more doing the well, what is it, compared to what I was saying about Cassiopeia earlier. But yeah, very clear defined human. And I think that's a pretty good way to like to define Virgo. Okay. Next we have Volans, the flying fish. You know what? I think both of these last ones are D tier. Yeah, I'm putting them both in D tier. Because we got the flying fish, and then Vulpecula, the fox. You have the fox and you don't add some extra limbs? I guess I can kind of see the tail, like a big bushy tail. But there's so much more you can do with it. Like, you could have been more creative with it like we did with the lizard here. But I just think that it's stuck there. But hey, I think we got ourselves a tier list here. Are there any adjustments that I want to make? That's the one thing, is that I don't know if I want to, that if I want it to be really symmetrical in the design. It's kind of like ascending downwards a little bit, which is good. Maybe I'll put Lepus up here. I don't know why I'm so concerned about like their alphabetical labeling. But I think that looks good. But yeah, I think we got ourselves a tier list. I was expecting to put a lot more into S, but I think we got a really good good spread here. Do you guys think I should do any changes from like my reasoning and all that? No? Okay. Huh. Well, I think we're done here. I guess I'll save my image. Let me just wait for that to finish. So yeah, I think we're done. This was a lot of fun, actually. And I have a lot of other tier list ideas that I want to do. And I think that there's definitely a lot of like room to do this. Like, there's a whole reason that there was a massive tier list trend like some time ago. What was that in, like, was that last year or was that in 2021? It was sometime. There was a recent one. We all know that it happened. And I definitely want to like do some of that because I think that it's a really fun trend. And it can really, like, it's fun to talk through your reasoning with people and hear other people's opinions. But yeah, I think we are done here for the day. I'll send you guys out the summary tool. Ara, can I get the raid message? Thank you. See, we got the subscriber raid and the non-subscriber raid. But thank you so much for enjoying my coming and spending time with me on my Inception day. I really wish I had the face cam up for this, but stuff happens, and just I'm gonna keep going at it. And I'm really grateful for everybody who's been supporting me on this wild road, and I'm really just happy to be here and that there are people who like listening to my voice and seeing the content I produce, be that on YouTube or Twitch or even Twitter. But thank you so much, everybody. Here's to another great year. And as always, keep it real.